Let's talk about Steve. Steve is the name of the default player character in Minecraft, released in 2011 and currently the single best-selling game of all time. Minecraft is a phenomenon. Its impact is immense and it maintains an active player base to this day. Minecraft fandom itself is notoriously prolific, producing a constant stream of playthroughs, builds, mods, and, of course, tons and tons of music videos. Naturally, Steve does get brought up in the Smash speculation scene. As the Smash series has gone progressively more open to third-party characters joining the roster, the idea of the player character from the world's best-selling game making the cut doesn't seem too far-fetched. Despite that, Steve is not an especially popular pick within prominent circles of the Smash speculation community. There are various explanations given as to why, but the bottom line is that while there is genuine support for Steve within the Smash community, the general opinion of him leans towards negative, and a common sentiment is that real Smash fans don't actually want him. In part 3 of this series, I discussed the topic of textual ownership, and how fandoms may come into conflict with the producers of their beloved media when the producers' interests don't align with the fandoms. However, there is an obvious but unstated catch to that idea. Fandoms aren't monolithic. Broadly speaking, fandoms have some unified cultural interests, ideas that are popular and accepted within the community, as well as ideas that are unpopular and generally met with scorn. But since fandom encompasses such a diverse range of people, each with their own personal stakes, backgrounds, and varying degrees of investment, it's never truly unified, to say nothing of fandoms that are divided further by location or venue. The culture that emerges from a given fandom community merely reflects the dominant ideology within that specific community, and not necessarily a unified train of thought representative of all participants within a given fandom. All that is to say that fandoms are far from homogeneous, and what's more, fans are often aware of this. Fandom discussions will often divide their own fandom into structured segments to make note of the differing cultural interests. For instance, distinguishing fans in different countries, fans that congregate through different websites, or the ever-popular distinction of hardcore and casual fans. Structures like these are used quite often in Smash speculation, usually as a means to try and gauge the popularity of certain character requests and the likelihood that those requests may be realized. Characters like King K. Rool or Gino would generally be considered a hardcore fan request, as they tend to be more well-known amongst dedicated gaming circles rather than the general populace, while characters like Steve or any other well-known character from a major series may be considered a more casual request. Speaking of casual and hardcore fans, categorizing fans based on their level of investment remains a popular strategy, both within and outside of fandoms. It recognizes the difference of interests and expectations amongst fans based on their involvement with the subject of their fandom. That said, it's also common for the distinction to be weaponized, often against those that are perceived as casual fans. Gatekeeping is a common phenomenon amongst fandoms, usually used to exclude self-proclaimed fans that don't meet a set of arbitrary criteria set by a specific subset of said fandom. Oftentimes, the validity of a casual fan's fandom experience is called into question, thereby dismissing their claim to be part of the fandom entirely. This protects the fandom from new ideas offered from new perspectives that may disrupt the status quo. As media scholar Mark Deffitt puts it, seasoned community members who may have notched up decades of involvement can be critical of new updates to the franchise and new ways of interpreting what they see as their text. Such concerns often reflect a division between casual or new fans, typical fans and an ultra-dedicated elite. The first contingent may well represent the next generation coming into the community. They often break taboos and do things to challenge the claims that their experience is invalid. This is an all too common experience within the Smash speculation scene. In a fandom that can be neatly divided amongst supporters of different characters, hierarchies begin to form. Some forms of character support rise up in popularity and are well regarded, while others are not simply less popular, but often disregarded as valid. Support for characters like Steve exemplifies this. Steve is a noteworthy name in video game history from a historically popular game, but he lacks popularity amongst the most hardcore Smash community. What support exists is often looked upon derisively. A frequent sentiment echoed within the speculation community is that such support isn't real, that no actual Smash fans really want him, that it's a bandwagon that people hopped onto, and that no one actually likes these characters. Yet the exact opposite claim is used derisively as well, that the people who do genuinely like Steve or Minecraft in general are too into it to the point of being cringe. That last bit is a popular talking point when discussing any sort of fandom that makes itself prominent. The numerous displays of fandom will frequently be read as excessive to observers. As author Christina Boost notes, the geek hierarchy exemplifies the internal tensions all fanish geeks contain. Play and embodiment are ridiculed even as fan activities thrive on various forms of play. Professionalism is ranked higher despite the fact that fans celebrate amateur expert status. Too strong an investment is threatening even as that very affect is what centrally defines fans and geeks. Which, fans become fans in so many different ways. They develop relationships with the characters they get to know, interpret the text to create their own meaning, and form truly unique experiences. For an outside observer, that can be difficult to understand. It's fine to not like something. You aren't obligated to enjoy everything put in front of you. But that said, it is worth entertaining the idea that someone else may genuinely enjoy something that you don't fully understand. Presuming that such a connection can't exist, or deriding someone for feeling too much, erases that person's experiences. It puts forth the idea that our feelings are only valid if they can be immediately and effortlessly understood by all passerbys. The irony to all of this is that fans dismissing the lived experiences of other fans echoes the struggles fandom has undergone throughout history to earn the respect of the general public. What was once seen as disturbing obsessive behavior can now be more openly celebrated, but those discriminating behaviors persist within fandom itself. Fandom thrives on its ability to offer a safe, compassionate environment for people with common interests to share their experiences and engage with them on a much deeper level. Structurally denying fans that opportunity is gross. Empathy is beautiful. It's worth extending it to others.